Okay, perfect. Everybody, thank you for coming out today. Jeremy and I are very excited to have this call. It's funny, we've been in pre-launch, soft launch for a couple months, and Jeremy and I haven't even had a call together yet, which is kind of funny. And it's not that we don't like each other, we're just busy. We have people to work with, teams to build. So this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. So again, thank you for taking the time to do this today. And what we wanted to do today is kind of give you guys an opportunity to meet us, learn more about us, maybe our backgrounds a little bit, what kind of got us to our network, what made us interested in, and how we got here, how we came to become master members of our network, the whole 9 yards, and give you kind of an overall feel of the company, where we believe it's going, what attracted us to it. I can tell you, I can't speak for Jeremy, but I can safely assume, and he can correct me if I'm wrong here, but like myself, I'm sure he has had numerous opportunities put on the table in front of him by many different people, and we both chose our network over a lot of different opportunities that we've had, just being in this industry and in knowing a lot of people. And so there's just something magical and something great about this company that really attracted us both. And it's so funny, we just both knew the same person, a gentleman by the name of John, and he's a good friend of both of ours. And that's kind of how Jeremy and I got together, was through John. And it's just, I love him, John, to death. I've known him for a few years, and it's just funny. And I've heard Jeremy's name for years and years and years. I told him last night, I said he was kind of my unsung hero for a while in network marketing, because everyone I talk to here in Utah knows him. So that's a good thing. And they all say great things. So that's even a better thing. So with that, really quick, Jeremy, I just want to kind of ask you a little bit, what is it about our network that we know about the card, we know about stuff like that, but what is it about our network that attracted you to it?
So I would have to say, overall, the main thing is the compensation, right? Because at the end of the day, yeah, our products are amazing, right? And we could talk all day long about the products, but honestly, I think that has slowed people down a little bit during pre-launch, because everyone's so focused on the products, right? On the savings, on the bank, on the revvcard, all those things, because they're awesome, right? I mean, they're amazing. Yeah, of course we want those amazing products. But really, at the end of the day, what makes us different from anybody else out there is the fact that we have an amazing price point, right? And that with that amazing price point, we have our 3 and Me bonus that allows you to be in profit with just 3 people. And then from there, it's very, very simple to just say, hey, look, here's where you do after that. You get yourself in profit. Next thing you know, now you're trying to duplicate, right? So you do your 3 line, your 9 line, your 27 line, your 81. And as it just duplicates, you can do the math in your head very simply, say, knowing, oh, I'm going to earn $2 per person. Okay, so I'm in profit. Now, what do I got to do to get to 500? Now, what do I got to do to get to 1,000? What do I got to do to get to 5,000 a month? And it's very simple, right? And the whole time that we're doing it, people are saving money, obviously, right? And they can very easily save $50 a month now with our new amazing perks. But on top of that, with the new 3 and Me bonus, it's $50. So now you're in profit just for having 3. There's no excuses anymore. Our comp plan is amazing. It's super simple. There's no complication. You don't have to balance things. You just go in, you build your 3, and you go, and it autofills, right? And it creates spillover, yes, but then there's also the idea you have to do your part to unlock the, and it's just perfect. So that, for me, comp plan, bottoms down.
Yeah, and I would agree with you on that. One thing I tell people a lot is this: it's simple. I don't go into the business or any business just to save money. I go into business to make money. I mean, that is pretty simple. Call me crazy, right? But I go into business to make money, not just to save here and there. When I go into business, I don't want it to be a hobby. I want it to be a business. And a lot of things I hear is this, I say this all the time, and I think it's not a knock on anyone. It's just, trying to help them understand the importance of focus and discipline and a commitment and consistency. I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, who I'm speaking to right now, Jeremy is a model of consistency. He's been doing the same call for a long time on Saturday mornings and different. And I'm a model of consistency. You see us everywhere. I read something today. I thought it was really funny. It was just a Facebook post I saw out of the blue, and it was laid on my Facebook, and it said, "Where are all these people finding me? How am I having all these coaches find me, explaining to me how to market? Yet when I look them up, I can't see their website. I can't see their capture page. I can't see their online presence. How are these coaches, quote unquote, finding me?" And it was really profound when I read that, because she's so right. And it's about perception and how people perceive us. What we're looking to do in our network is bring on as many people and help develop as many people as leaders as we can. We want as many Johns and Jeremys and everybody else. There's a lot of leaders. It's not just us. I'm saying, but we want as many leaders. We want to help people become presenters. We want to help people become builders, and not just followers, but leaders. And just the fact you're on this call today tells us a lot about who was able to make it, because that's the first step in becoming a leader. And I would agree with you. The compensation plan, I've seen so many myself. I mean, we both live here in Utah, and it's a rite of passage out here to be in an MLM. It really is. If you're not in an MLM in Utah, something's probably wrong with you. That's just what it seems like, because everybody out here is in one thing or another. And I've seen so many plans with gotchas, and you've got it, like you said, you've got to balance this. You don't get paid on this. You don't get paid on that. You don't find that in this plan. And when I compared this to regular business, I've got another company, another business I've had for years, and it's the residual aspect of it, and the fact that if I were to go out and open up a brick and mortar or another company, and I want to look at, okay, how long will it take me to just break even, or even get my money back, my initial investment back, then break even every month, then profit. You're looking at about 3 years on average. And that's just the hard truth. You're looking at about 3 years. And sometimes you have to come up with hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not even, you have to take out loans. There's a lot of risk involved. And it's a lot of work. And I notice a lot of these businesses end up owning the people. And the businesses run them more than they run the business. And it's a tough slide, especially in today's age where e-commerce is so rampant, and you see companies like Amazon and other groups like that. They're out there. They're just, to go against those giants in retail. That's a hard thing to do. To compete against the conglomerates, that's tough to do. One thing that attracted me to our network was simple. It was the simplicity of our network. It was the fact that I can go out and save money. I can go out and refer my friends and family or other people I know to save money. And I was watching the news this morning. I won't say which channel, because I don't want people to know what party I may or may not be affiliated with. I don't get into politics on these calls. But what was said was very interesting. They were talking about the fact that you go onto Google, you type your name in, and all these ads pop up. And it seems like the people on the computer know who you are. Ads will pop up on things you searched for a month ago, or things you may have bought at this store or that store. And all of a sudden, how do they know you? Because they sell your information every day. They've been doing this for decades. And what they're essentially doing is taking your information and taking your market and your network, and they're profiting off of your network. All we're doing here at our network is taking our networks back. We're going to a movie. We're saying, hey, I love this movie. Hey, I love this restaurant. Hey, I love this. I saved here. I saved there. And we're going to profit on our network instead of just giving all these big companies the ability to profit with our network. And the cool thing is, what Google and these places, or not just Google, sorry, Amazon, what these places will never be able to do, they'll never be able to walk into a mom and pop store once that's available to us. And they won't be able to shake people's hands, look them in the eyes and say, hey, I'm here to save you money. I'm here to do this. I'm here to do that and help you market and help you grow your business. And they're not going to have that. That gives us a competitive edge that normally we would not have. So when you really dissect what our network is, I love the compensation plan. I love the products. I love all that stuff. but I love the fact that I can finally feel like I can compete against the big guys without the budget of the big guys. Does that make sense to you, Jeremy? Anything?
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. Absolutely right. And what it does is it allows us to actually make or build a network, right? Because a lot of people, it just takes a while. It takes a while to create your network, even though, you might have your contacts on your phone and you have your friends on Facebook and whatever. But you got to have those relationships, right? You got to establish those relationships. And what our network does is it allows us to do that. It allows us to bring our networks in to something that we're all unified, right? Which is what's beautiful about it. So I totally agree. And that's what's so neat about it. Yeah, we've got all these networks, but they're just kind of all out there, like, and we gotta like tie them in. We gotta, we're like the cowboys trying to rope in our cattle, right? And bring them all in and get them on the same page and everything. Because when you do that, now you're a leader and you have a team. And we all know that it's the teamwork that makes the dream work, right? That's what it's all about, is working together as a team, combining our different talents and abilities, right? Some people are more technical. Some people are really good at recruiting. Some people are really good at creating web pages. Some people and there's just different kinds of things. And if we can utilize that, just like any kind of, if you want to take it to a sports analogy, right? I mean, not everybody can be a quarterback, right? And you got to have your defensive line. You got to have all the different components, right? You got to have your kicker, right? And kickers sometimes win the game, just one thing. So that's what it is. It's neat to be able to say, okay, we're going to be part of our network, and we're all going to work together, and we're going to all pool our talents, and we're going to create something that's special now, because the whole is more than the sum of its parts, right? We've all heard that. And that's what this allows us to do, is to really combine our efforts to do that personal development, to do all the cool things that, because the MLM space, right, it's not a negative thing. And there's negative aspects to it. A lot of people get in and they end up quitting because probably overpriced product, right, expensive auto ships and different things like that, and backbiting that happens and stuff. So there's horror stories in the MLM space. But there's also really good things. And that's what I love about our network as well, is that because the price point's so low, because we can get in profit quickly, because the way the comp plan is built and all of that, it allows for us to help each other, right? With our guiding principles of, making sure that the world's a better place, and, helping or losing your life in the betterment of others, and all those things allow us to actually take the good side of network marketing and kind of eliminate the bad. And so now everybody can feel like they can succeed here. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and I love that you said that. I love that. In fact, a training I did just last night, I was talking about that, about taking the talents of your team. So not everybody's a natural born salesperson. Not everybody's this or that. We all have our different abilities and skills. And I even proposed the idea of, creating a team budget for marketing, creating a team this, a team that. Maybe a couple of people pull together and do maybe a solution like Ref System or another one. It doesn't have to be that one, whatever it may be, or paid ads or whatever. But before you put money in paid ads, practice on ads that you don't pay for. Better your skills, hone your skills, get better, have your upline help you get better, or say, I'm going to help do this. I'm going to pay for half these. Let's work them together. You team up. The key to success has always been simple, yet so hard. And because we all think we're smarter than one another. And if we all stay humble and stay hungry and work together and allow ourselves to learn from each other and work off of each other, we will all succeed faster. And it's just dropping those egos and dropping those things and saying, hey, I can do it better. Don't ever feel that way. Always be open to learning and self-improvement. And what you do is you team up with the people on your team. You say, look, give each other assignments. We're business partners. We're friends, we're family, but we're also business partners. And the one thing I've seen in network marketing, and it's been a little different for me because I was in just regular business for years, and it's a lot of people come in and they've got these expectations and they got these things, but a lot of them still haven't quite yet defined what being self-employed means, what being a business owner means, and what does it take to become an entrepreneur. And so they'll work a little bit and then they get discouraged and then they just kind of tend to give up, and then they'll find a way to say, well, it's so-and-so's fault. I wasn't getting support. I wasn't getting this. I wasn't getting that. I can tell you the hard truth. And I'll ask you this question, Jeremy, too. In your humble opinion, what's harder? Opening up a storefront, coming up with the rent every month, paying your employees, paying your employee taxes, paying all, the licensing fee, paying the loans, all that, or opening up another online store, running the SEO, because you got to get people to. You cannot open the prettiest store in the world, but you have to drive traffic to it, and that usually costs money in most cases, especially if you're going into retail and you're selling a product or service. Then you're competing against the Amazons. You're competing against. That's kind of tough too. Are those two easier, or here's your third option: going out, using a product that works, save yourself money, and plug into your network that these other places have been using, and sharing with 3 people your savings and help them save? Which one seems to be easier for you?
Oh, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer what we have here. It's so amazingly simple, right? And I think what's happened just over the last 6 months or so, 7 months that we've been doing this is, we did have a focus, right? We did have a focus on the revvcard and the banking and all that. And so it's unfortunate that people, they kind of have that tunnel vision, right? And they're basically just like, oh, well, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the card comes out, until the bank's ready and all those things. They're like, oh, I'm just going to wait. And it just blows my mind that they can't see that that's just one little piece of it. Right? That's not all of it. Why would you wait for that? Right? And one of the things I'm trying to teach my team, especially in Latin America, we've been having this conversation, right? And I'm telling them, guys, seriously, the bank is cool. It's a cool thing, right? It's a no-brainer. Everyone's excited about it and stuff. But really, when you think about it, okay, we're talking if the average American spends $1,500 a month, then that ends up being only about $1.50 that pays up per tier. And so you're only making about $1.50 per person on those swipes in the United States. Now, internationally, right, the average expenditure might only be maybe $200 to $300. So you're talking 20 to 30 cents, right? And so I'm like, hey, guys, yeah, it's cool. And it's universal and people like it and all that. But where do you make the most money? You make the most money from the membership, right? We're selling an amazing membership. Right now, $38 a month. In January, it goes to $49.95. But that membership pays $2 per person. Wow. No matter where you're at. And so it is so much more money. And if we're being smart, if we're trying to be entrepreneurs and leaders, then we would want to focus on where you make the most money. It's very simple, right? So the membership, yeah, the comp plan with the membership, $49, and the fact that you can make your $50 back, and then the fact that you're making $2, and those people are saving money with that membership package instead of buying stuff they don't want and all that. And it's a genius plan. So let's focus on that. Let's go out and build our network. That's what it's designed for, is so that you can create your network and get a big team of hundreds and thousands of people. And then when we finally get the bank account, we finally get the revvcard and all those other fun things, it's just icing on the cake, right? It just adds to it. And then it compiles. And I like to say it's not just addition, it's multiplication, right? That's what we deal with in network marketing is a multiplier, and it's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that, and you're 100% right. And here's what's interesting to me: the $2. We both know it's $2 for now. What happens as the network grows and people purchase more automobiles and more phones and everything else that's going to be added? We both know there's a lot more R products to come. We won't say what they are, but we both know there's a lot more R products to come, and that's been the plan from day one. That $2 won't be $2 forever. It's going to just keep going up and up and up, and as the power of the network grows. And again, all we're doing is we're taking our networks back from the big guys. That's all we're doing. And then we're turning around and helping small businesses compete with those same guys by plugging our network back into them. We're, in a sense, that's why I call this more of a movement. What we're really doing as a company, as a business, I always grew up, I always liked to support the small businesses in my area because they needed it. A lot of these guys are, weeks away from closing doors in many cases. People don't understand. They'll see somebody and they'll see their sign up there and they think, oh, they're millionaires or whatever, but they're really not. Sometimes they're struggling more than the W-2 employee, and because they've got their costs, they've got hard costs and soft costs and indirect costs and this and they've got to compete. How amazing and how fulfilling would it be for members of our network to go in there and give them a breather, give them some hope, give them something. And then on top of all of that, we're making money by doing that. I mean, to me, it's a feel-good story in a case as well. We're a helping hand. And then to help our family and friends, what it is helping people understand the difference of what our network is versus a traditional MLM. And you're right, too. And another thing, why would you not wait? I think of it this way. If I had an opportunity and I was building a large sales organization, I would want to put all of my best sales guys in as soon as possible. And when we go for our official launch, I would want to have as many good salespeople as I can. Think of the plastic card with the app. And then after that, the Rev card. Think of every card being swiped as a salesperson for you. Because every single time somebody swipes and saves money, and every time somebody gets a commission when somebody else swipes, you think someone else is going to hear about that? And you think someone will see that fancy card once that comes out? Those are salespeople for your organization. Those represent a heck of a lot more than $1.50 a month or whatever it may be, because those are sales guys on your front line. So I ask myself this question every day. Would I rather have one card out there swiping for me when the light turns on, when the light is green, or would I want 10,000 cards out there, 50,000 cards, 100? How many cards do I want out there swiping for me on day one? That's why I wouldn't wait. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's just so amazing that so what I really want to, break it down, the logic behind it, right? And I've done some training on this. I did a thing with Spock, right, from Star Trek, and just the logic behind all this. And so here really is what we have. We have a money machine, right? Our network, when you join as a charter member, you now just signed up to be part of a money-making machine, okay? And it's very simple. The money-making machine takes money in, right? When people pay for their membership, and they give you some cool products and services, and then they pay money out of the other side. Now, we have been limited, just for complete transparency, we have been limited on the international side because we didn't have a pay solution for people in other countries. It's been kind of frustrating. And the pay-in solution is not ideal. We know that, right? There's some frustration with that. But, really in general terms, we can accept money. Sometimes it's harder for some people and others, but we can accept money, we can give the product to people, and we can pay out now, starting either today, later today, or possibly in tomorrow, we'll see. But our money, right, the new our pay system for international is launching in the next 24 hours, basically. And so now there is no excuse, right? We have a product. Is it ideal for every single person on the planet? Maybe, maybe not. It's travel. Right? That's our one universal product that we have. Okay. But is it a true product? Is it real? Of course it is. It's not a scam. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's an actual real product that many other companies also market with, right? How many travel products do we have out there? Lots of network marketing companies that their only product is travel. And so it's very simple. You come in, $49.95, you get 3. Now you're making your money back. Now you're in profit. You've got a real product, and now we can pay people across the world, and we just duplicate. Now, if we add anything else on there, like you said, right, we want to have 1,000 people on our team for when all the other products start going crazy, whether it's our mobile or the revvcard. Doesn't matter what it is. They can bring on hundreds, if not thousands, of products in the future that will all pay out, right? But we have the basic engine right now. It's our money-making machine, and we just need to take advantage of it and go out and do crazy, because there's people that are with lesser comp plans, right, with only travel and lesser comp plans that are out there making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So why can't we? What's stopping us?
Yeah, exactly. And we're stopping us, right? I mean, the individual is up to all of us as individuals. And I love this statement here, our vision. And you just hit it right on the head, is the vision of this whole thing. If I'm out in another country or anywhere and I'm limited to travel right now, first of all, travel is not a bad thing. But, I understand the argument. I may not travel a lot. I may not, well, that's fine. But remember May 9th, Jeremy? I know you know, I don't think we'll ever forget May 9th through the 10th and 11th. That was a tough week. And we came on and we brought in a lot of people that first month, and we didn't have anything yet. We had nothing but a vision. That's it. We had nothing. And we went out there and we busted our humps. And a lot of our leaders, thank you for everyone who was part of that with us. They busted their humps and they're all in a better place now, even with a few products rolling out. But because they did that groundwork in their areas and in their cities and in their states and wherever, they're in a better place now than they were back in May. And you're 100% right. Now let's think about a potential product number 2 with our bank. When we know a lot, and we're not going to get into all the bank stuff. We're not allowed. I know Jeremy and I probably know a lot more on the bank side than we share for reasons. We're super excited about it. I know we're ecstatic about it. And that's one of the big draws to me was the bank. Think of this product for internationals. The ability to move money around easier. The ability to have a U.S. bank. The ability to swipe a card and get paid on it. That, in essence, is a product as well. The ability to onboard local merchants when that becomes available to everyone. All that kind of stuff. To me, it's about positioning myself in the best place I can, educating myself, bringing in my base, bringing in my leaders, and just getting ready for that big push. And if I do that, and I'm talking about doing it for $50 or less a month, I'm not talking about going to get a huge loan. Everyone ask yourself this question. Would $50 a month at a cost to you slow down your retirement? I used to always ask now think about this question very carefully. If I spent an additional $50 a month on something else, whether it be food, business opportunity, whatever it means, would that $50 a month slow down my retirement? Because if it doesn't, how bad is it really hurting you? But if I do not spend that $50 a month and I miss an opportunity on that, how much could that slow down my retirement? That's questions. Those are the types of questions entrepreneurs ask themselves every day. People get so caught up on $50, $38, $48. You've got to learn to look past. What am I now? Ask yourself this next question. What am I receiving for $50 a month or $38 right now, whatever it may be? First of all, I'm receiving training from guys that have been there, done that, from Jeremy, myself, Dave, and others. I'm receiving, the marketing materials. I'm receiving the product itself. If I choose whether or not to use it, that's up to me. I would prefer people use it because you want to be a product of the product. So your testimonials, they believe you. I'm receiving all sorts of information on how to become better. I'm associating myself with leaders. You're getting tremendous amount of value for that $50.
Yeah. And you know what else?
$50.
The tax benefits. The tax benefits are huge too, right? That's one of the things that I learned early on in this industry was the concept that the U.S. tax code is actually written for us, for entrepreneurs, right? Because as soon as you do that, as soon as you start your home-based business, you now have the right to do a Schedule C on your tax return, which allows you to write off all kinds of things from your mileage to just business expenditures, your home office, your cell phone, and all kinds of things, right? Meals, when you go out to lunch with somebody talking about the business, there's so many tax write-offs. And I honestly, even though I've made a lot of money in this over the last few years, I've still gotten a tax return because all the write-offs I get to do. It's awesome. So one time, it was a funny story. There was a guy that I was talking to, And he was like, I hate it, MLM. I'm never going to do MLM ever. It's the worst. You know, I had bad experiences and stuff. And I said, okay, think about this, right? What do you hate more? Do you hate MLM more, or do you hate paying taxes more? And he looked at me, he's like, oh yeah. And so I said, it's worth it just so you can write all that stuff off. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Sign me up. Right. So that by itself, that's it. The $50, just think of it as being able to reduce your tax bracket, because that is one of the biggest enemies of wealth is taxes. And so why not? Right? Don't think of it, oh, there's not enough places to go save money in the perks. I can't make my $50 back. So who cares? You're saving money. You're going to get a bigger tax return at the end of the year. So just be quiet. That's really the message, right?
Just be quiet. I love it. Yeah. Narrow-mindedness kills vision, right? It does. Narrow-mindedness kills vision. And you're 100% right. I've been self-employed almost my entire adult life. And to save $50, and when we talk about the taxes, is simple. Say you earn $1,000 in a month, and then you go out to eat and you talk business. You write off your home office, and then you write off your mileage on your car. You write off this, all sorts of different things you can do in that tax code. But then you only claim you made $200 a month. You just cut your tax. Now you only pay off of the 200, not the 1,000. You're going to make up that $50 with the blink of an eye. Yep. It's very, very easy. In fact, you're putting yourselves ahead. Because most and ask yourself this question, because I'm glad you brought that up. The reason it was written that way is because the U.S. knew they'd make more in taxes. Because self-employed people, once they hit it big, they become machines where they create a lot of revenue, and it's essentially, eventually, they'll pay more in taxes because their employees will pay taxes. There will be more money around to go spend and pay sales tax. It's an incentive to get people to become self-employed. That's why they give you those additional write-offs. I've heard people say, well, it's no fair, it's not fair. No, it is fair, because it's an incentive to help you. Here in America and in other countries, the dream has always been to be a self-sustained person, individual, and to be able to make it on my own without the help of so and so and so and so. And the more a person develops, the more a person can do that and break free from what I call the chains of everything else, the more well-rounded the person may become, and they just become happier. But there's always going to be that doubt. There's always going to be what you believe, that initial risk. When I look at businesses, I look at risk. I always look at risk a lot. And I look at this and I'm thinking, what is a risk? I'm saving more than I'm paying just on the tax benefits. If I use a product, I save even more. I'm learning stuff by leaps and bounds. I'm surrounding myself with a bunch of winners. I'm in line in a company that the potential of this company is just massive, especially when we see the banks and everything roll out in January. Come January 14th, Jeremy, you and I kind of know what's going to happen January 14th. I'll allow corporate to make those announcements. Holy cow. And you're right. Where's the risk? I'm learning from people. I'm developing friendships. I'm meeting people from all over the world that may be able to help me save money on this or that. What if I run into a pickle someday and I need help in California because I'm stuck hey, I'm a phone call away because I've got a member that lives 2 blocks away. You never know. Or opportunities for your family, your sons, your daughters. Networking is every single company, every single business owner, they network. They all do it. They may not do network marketing, but they all network. And that's how people always say this. It's who you know. It's who you know. Well, guess what? You won't know anybody else you don't know right now if you don't put yourself out there and put yourself in a company like this and get out there and learn and put yourself in the forefront and do the live videos and do all this. Everybody's got to stop somewhere. Get rid of that fear, eliminate it. Fear should be motivation, not an excuse. And if you do that, I'm telling you, and if it takes a couple months to build a team, if it takes a year to build a team, that's great, because look what you learned. Look how much better you became in that 1 year. You push yourself, you motivate, and you just keep moving forward and forward. Entrepreneurs don't quit. And and that whole year, you're saving taxes anyway. You're saving money anyway. So honestly, what do you have to lose? It's a lot less than a college education, but you're getting them a lot more educated because it's the education of hard knocks.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh no, it absolutely is. It's I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years, right? And I've seen all the good, the bad, and the ugly of every company pretty much out there. Like you said, we're in Utah and we see it all. We see companies come and go, and you hear all the horror stories and stuff. But that's how you learn, right? It's the school of hard knocks, like you said. And you unfortunately for most people, they just can't handle it. Right, with the way the industry is and everything, they try it, they give up after 90 days, and then they're like, I'm never touching that again. It was horrible. But you kind of get bitten by the bug, right? And so you kind of, because there's the good part, the whole, hey, I'm going to leverage a team, I'm going to be able to do the, and so a lot of people, they'll like, once they've tried it, they'll come back, right? Maybe they'll go away for a couple years and then they'll come back and well, maybe I'll try that again, right? Because it's so enticing, right? There's so many good things, but unfortunately, most companies out there, it's just the same old story. But what I love about what we're doing here at rNetwork is it is different. It's very different. We're not selling a product, right? We're not trying to get people to spend money that they really don't have on a luxury item. Because that's what most products are, whether it's weight loss or education type products, and like Forex and all those kind of things. And yeah, those are the kind of products that are out there, and they're good for certain individuals, for certain niches, people that, that get it and want to be part of that. That's fine, right? But they're not quite as universal as what we offer, which is basically just saving, right? We're saving people money on pretty much everything, and it's going to get better, right? Even more stuff in the future. And so, it's not something where you have to justify. Like I remember back early 10 years ago, I got my dad involved, and he was like, I'll give this 90 days, right? And he bought the product for 90 days, but he had no clue what he was doing, and I didn't know how to teach him. And so after 90 days, he said, I'm done. I can't keep buying this energy drink, that you're trying to sell. Like, why would I, right? It's this way overpriced product that is not doing me any good. And so what we have here is extra special because it is something that's completely universal, priced right, not 10 times markup on whatever, and it's not something that's just for certain individuals. It is literally for everyone, and that's what I love about it. So what we have is amazing. But I think what we ought to do is over the next little bit here is talk about the how, right? And you mentioned in the beginning the whole concept of being consistent, right? And me and you, we're master members, and so there's a reason for that. There's a reason John Holbrook picked us, and it's because he, as a business-minded person, entrepreneur all his life, he saw in us what we were doing, and it was the consistency. Okay, and the consistency is the key. You've got to be consistent, right? You got to be persistent and consistent. The persistence, right? That's the drive. That's the one that say, yeah, I want this. I'm going to go after it. But then the consistency is the part where people fail. I see it all the time, where people join this and they say, yeah, I'm going to go do it. I love it. But then after just not even 2 to 3 weeks, they stop, right? They stop doing their calls. They stop doing their Zooms, their whatever it is, their in-home meetings. They just stop. And it drives me crazy. I see that and I'm like, what? You only went for 3 weeks and now you're complaining to me? You seriously have to be consistent. And even if nobody shows up to your meeting ever, you just do it. You just do it, right? You just have your meeting anyway, and you just do it, and you just do it, and you just do it. And then people start to see that and they go, oh, John, he's like doing his meeting even though only one person showed up. Right? Jeremy, oh, he's doing his Saturday morning webinar, even though only 5 people showed up, right? And you just do it, and you just do it, and you just do it. And then, of course, you make the recordings available and all that so people can find it later, right? But you just got to be consistent because that's what attracts people. If you want to build a big organization, if you want to be a leader, you just have to be consistent because people want to believe in you. And if they see you quit after 3 weeks, then their belief is just right? You will kill all their belief when you stop being consistent. That is so key. It's hard, I know it's hard, but that is the secret. If you just do it, I promise you, people will find you. People will come to you and they will be like, hey, I can see that you're a leader. I want to be on your team, right? Because you're consistent. So that's my recommendation. Do it. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, I'm in 100% agreement. In fact, when John and Richard came to us and asked us to be masters, it was because they saw our track record from the last several years. You know, it was because we were consistent, right? And so, and everybody that's in a position in this company where they may be, they were consistent. And it does pay off to be. In fact, any business you do, the second you stop doing that business, or if you want to become a professional athlete or anything you do, the moment you stop pushing yourself to be better and you become lazy or complacent, you decline. You don't, because someone else is passing you up. And you're right, when people find me all the time. I can't tell you how many messages I receive saying, oh, I saw you here, I saw you there, you know, all that kind of stuff. We found a prospect for one of our members just last night, and it's a very good prospect, a very good leader in the industry, and she's extremely interested. Is because my member put himself out there a little bit. He wasn't having a ton of success, and now we found a prospect for this member because he's been consistent. She found him. And so you just never know where these people are going to come from. But if you stop, you're guaranteeing yourself one thing: it'll never happen. If you stop, it will never. You're guaranteeing yourself. If you go into something, say, I'm giving it 90 days, you've already failed. You're done. You cannot go into an opportunity. You say you've got to lose yourself in the betterment of others. You've got to lose yourself in the betterment of yourself and in this vision. If you believe in this vision on day one, you should believe in this vision on a day 121, you know, and 151 and 201 or whatever, because the vision's not going away. And the products are just keep piling on and piling on and piling on. Whatever got you interested in our network is still there. Will things take a little longer? Yes, because there's technology, there's programming, there's different things. But are things being done? Do we look different now than we did on May 9th? I don't even recognize it anymore. It's gotten a lot better, and it's going to continue to get better. And do we disclose everything that goes on behind the scenes? No. Why? Because there's different reasons. You know, there's contracts, there's different things out there that we can't talk about, because no business on earth will come out and make announcements before they roll things out, especially the large ones that have been around for a while, because somebody might change their mind and they might go, this, you know, shift here or shift that, or change this a little bit. Even if it changes 5% or 2%, it changes, and that makes everybody look back. And we as a company would lose trust with the merchants and the vendors. And there's a lot of things that people need to understand. And that's why I think it's important that we as leaders on this call teach our teams, what does it mean to be a business owner? What does it mean to be self-employed? And when do you expect to break even? When do you expect to profit? You can profit very quickly in this company. I profited after day one. As soon as they started paying, boom, we were in the profits, because I busted my hump for that first month or so. We can all do it, but it's helping other people see. And you're right, Jeremy, 100%. And that's why I wanted to put this call together. And another thing I want to say too is Jeremy and I, it's funny because we both got to the same place, but we took a little different path to get here. And I thought it was important that the members see that anybody can have success in this business. I did not grow up a big-time marketer, and Jeremy said he's the last 10, 20 years, but none of us grew up with fortunes and silver spoons in our mouths and these big, huge network marketing contacts that just we had overnight. We had to start from scratch like anybody else, and we had to work, and we had to claw, and we had to scrape, and we just had that vision, and we had that consistency. But, you know, I'm a father of 6 kids. One unfortunately passed, a father of 5 here on earth and one at a better place. I have the same fears everybody else has. I, you know, eat the same food. I drink the same water. I get up in the mornings like everybody else. I'm no different than anybody else. In fact, there's people on this team far more talented than I am at certain things. We all have our abilities, but we all have the same opportunity. I'm having success because I chose to jump in with 2 feet and refuse to lose. I refuse to let our network be bigger than me. I refuse to not have success in this because the vision is real. When you ask yourself, how real is this company? I can tell you right now, personally, and I know Jeremy, and I'll let you chime in too. I've met the makers, or the makers. I've met the bankers. Tomorrow I'll meet the market makers. And that's a poem, right? Tomorrow I'll meet the market makers. I've met a lot of guys behind the guys behind the guys. I know what's going on behind the scenes at a pretty high level. I don't know everything, and I don't need to know everything, and that's fine. I know the vision more than most members realize. I started this call out by saying I've had numerous opportunities. I chose our network for many, many, many reasons. Comp plan, yes. Product, yes. The vision, though, that's what really got me involved in our network. Ask yourself what got you involved in our network, and get that message to your teams, and let's re-spark these guys, and let's help them have success, because the bigger this grows, that card comes faster, everything comes faster. People don't understand there's hard costs. I know what the cost is for this technology. I'm not going to say what it is. I know how much that chip's going to cost. I'm not going to disclose that amount. I know about how many members we need to get that card. I won't disclose that. I will allow corporate to do it. It doesn't matter. But what we need to do is build our base, build our charter members, raise the revenue for the company so they can bring us all. They've told us on day one, we're building this together. And what I'm really excited about is that app and that plastic card. When people start swiping, they're getting paid on their swipes. Do you think they're going to care if they have to wait a little longer for the metal card? No, because they're getting paid on the swipes. The concept's the same, but everything will get better and better. We're in a pre-launch, and I'm telling you, this does not look like a pre-launch. This company, with everything they've given us, it looks like they've already launched. I've heard that a lot. So, but again, I'm just an average, everyday person like anybody else. But what makes me maybe unique or different than 90% of the people, I don't know, is the fact that it's my mentality. It's my mentality. I absolutely refuse to just live in this world, have a normal life, come home, pay a mortgage, go to work every day, and go to sleep and repeat and repeat and repeat. I get to live life one time. One time. I want to live it on my terms. And if I'm going to live it on my terms, I'm going to bust my butt to make sure I live it on my terms. And then I can accomplish my way. So with that, Jeremy, go ahead and, if you want to share a little bit about yourself or what got you here or whatever, please do so.
I love it. Yep. Same thing, right? So I'm married, father of 3, and it's like you said, I didn't start out, knowing all this stuff. I mean, I got approached just right out of college to join Amway, right? That was the first company I ever joined, and didn't know what I was doing. The person that invited me didn't know what she was doing. We had no clue. I listened to the little cassette tapes, right, that they sent to us and stuff, and I started that journey. Right. And I still remember sitting in meetings with big leaders who were walking across the stage making 10 grand a month and all that stuff, and thinking, wow, how would that be? Right? How would that be to actually make $10,000 a month? That's amazing, right? I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And, but I was struggling just to get 3 people on the thing, right? I had no clue what I was doing. And, it was just complicated, but I was the same way. I would not give up. Once I got bitten by that bug, just knowing that there was a possibility of having a residual income, that I didn't have to actually go and work until I was 65 or whatever, and hope that I had enough in savings or retirement and stuff to survive on. I just knew I had to make this work one way or the other. And I kept at it, and I kept at it, and I did self-study. I finally, had my breakthrough in 2014, right? So it was basically 15 years of just struggle, trying to make it all work. And that it finally happened, and I did. I was able to quit my job and go travel the world and do meetings and just live the life. It was awesome. Unfortunately, that company I was in didn't survive, and so I had to kind of go back in the workforce. But I've had the taste of it, right? And once you've had the taste of it, man, there's no going back. That freedom is so delicious. It's just
yeah, it is.
And so that's why, I was able to say, yeah, I'm going to be persistent and consistent, because I've seen it. I know it's possible. I know where I was and where I got to, And I wasn't anybody special at all. And but so that's why anybody can do this, literally anybody. And I've seen it all over the world too. I've seen people that were dirt poor, broke, destitute in Latin America, right? And it's living in a little hut somewhere. And next thing you know, in a matter of a few years, they learn the skills, they do it, and now they pull themselves out of poverty, and it's awesome. It's amazing. So, yeah, this is the most awesome opportunity I've ever seen. I think it's going to be the easiest for most people to do. Those that are already doing it, you know this, right? This is just amazing, and that's why it's going so well. But with everything else that's coming, January 14th, guys, it's going to get super exciting. Get ready. Take advantage of this promo that's going on right now where you can get your 3 and have your 10 tiers unlocked. You do not want to miss out on that. That is a gold mine right there, and they're letting you do it with just 3 now until January 14th. So take advantage, guys. Enjoy the holidays during this, these next 35 days until the launch. It's just a great time to get together with family, talk to them about what we're doing, get them involved. Because on January 14th, you want to have as big of a team as you possibly can. You want to have for sure at least your 3, because from there it's going to skyrocket, and you'll be glad that you did.
Yeah, I keep telling people once that bank comes out, it's going to 10x. And here's my last question, and we'll wrap it up. And you mentioned that you were with another company. It lasted for a while. You're out there traveling and stuff. And you and I have already done a little bit of traveling here with rNetwork. And it's a blast. And once you're self-employed, you can't go back. It's really hard to go back. I've been self-employed a long time, and you taste that freedom, and it does taste really good. But so funny is I was self-employed, but I was still working. Time was still money. This is a residual, which is really fantastic. But here's a question I'll pose to you, and I've posed this to a lot of people. Take the average startup company or average business, or even MLM, and how long do they typically last? Now take that, then take a bank. We know we've accumulated a lot of banks. There are banks that have been around, and now we're rolling it into one big, large bank. We launched this bank. How long do you think, not the MLM, how long do you think this bank will last? How long do banks typically last, especially if they're well managed?
Oh, yeah. Banks, yeah, they can last for, and there's banks that have been around for like 500 years, right? So, so banks, yeah. I mean, there's word on the street, right? You hear it here and there that, certain banks are failing, certain banks are, closing branches and stuff like that. And it is because we're in a new age, right? Where, the technology and all those things. And that's actually part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing, is because these banks need to be modernized, right? They need to be brought into the 21st century. And that's what Trent Walker does. That's his specialty, is to help banks modernize their software, modernize everything they do, modernize their customer acquisition, all that. So, but yeah, the successful banks, the ones that, stay up with the times, they can last indefinitely, and because now they're solid, right? And we have that solid foundation. So that's what I love with rNetwork, is we're building all of this over a foundation that can last for centuries, literally, and nothing else out there could ever even compete. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you're right. And so, and again, thank you for your time. And guys, this is so important to understand. That's why I want to have this call together. Get to know me a little bit. Get to know Jeremy a little bit. We're just average people like anyone else. We know the dream. We've seen the vision. We've had the taste of success in different industries as far as being self-employed and networking or whatever it may be. But it's a bank. It's everything. That's why we call this a movement. Can you imagine teaming up? Again, let's go back to that question. $38 a month, $50 a month. Who are you teaming up with? I'm teaming up with Trent Walker and his team. I'm teaming up with Terry McEwen and his ability to turn banks around. I'm teaming up with superstars that have been there and done that, and we're changing the way the banks are done. We're changing the way spending may be done. We're helping people save money. We're helping people learn to be self-employed. We're helping people get better. We're going to turn around and help small businesses compete more, better or whatever. And that's what we're doing. Where's our money going? I'll tell you how far your $50 will go. Your $50 will go as far as you allow it to go. That's how far it will go. And it will grow as far as you will allow it to grow. It's up to you what you do with this amazing opportunity, because I tell you, opportunities like this, they do not come around often. I've never personally seen anything like this before in all my years of business. With that, again, Jeremy, thank you so much. Everybody, thanks for coming out. I'll post this. I'll put it on my page. Jeremy can use it on his page. And I'm very, very excited for the future of this and everything rNetwork stands for. Everybody have a great rest of the day, and we'll see some of you, I guess, on our sales training tonight and opportunity call. Thanks again, Jeremy. Love you, man.
Thanks, John.
It was fun.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
we'll talk later. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah.